Hello everybody, I know many of y'all have been noticing in my flock notes a very last minute event that I've been trying to put together to do revolving our teens. We are in the middle of spring break, and maybe for some of y'all spring break is next week, but it almost completely went out of my mind that spring break for many of our kids is happening right now during this week. And so I wanted to offer something for our teens. Get them out of the house, get them to go do something. Maybe for many of us, our kids have been kind of at home a lot more because they've been doing at-home studies or different things. And this might give them a little bit of a chance to get out of the house, at least for a little bit, and still get some sort of small feel as if they are doing something for spring break, at least on a smaller scale. And so what we did is, you may have noticed, we put out a poll on Flock Notes. And in that poll, I asked what if we would be interested, and then a second poll of what we would be interested in. We had tubing, we had kayaking, and we had hiking. Now, my fingers were crossed, and I was praying nightly that we would be doing tubing or even kayaking, because I can kayak all day long. I have done kayak trips that are 8, 10, 12 hours. So I love the kayak. But as you can probably guess, Father Scott doesn't hike very much. And so I actually thought it was very humorous that when I started looking at the results, the number one result on our poll was a hiking trip. And so I don't know if this is because y'all decided Father needs exercise or what it is that we decided to do hiking, but we are going to be doing a hiking trip based off of the feedback that we had for the poll. Now, we did have enough interest to potentially do a tubing trip, but unfortunately, due to the lack of time we're in right now, we don't have enough volunteers to be able to divide and do two different events in that day. While I would have loved to have taken a group to go tubing, while another group went to go hike, we just don't have enough adults to do that, to do the volunteers to help put on that kind of an event. If you would be interested in the future of helping with that, please let us know in the comments or email me at my parish email that you would be interested in helping with some of these youth events that we may still put on, because we will be looking at them in the summer and even in the next few months, doing a lot more day events for our teens, in which we are going to need a lot of volunteers. But I didn't want to come with us today because as we did hiking as our win, our communication specialist, Aaron, is very big in hiking. He almost goes weekly, he was telling me. And even for his time off, when he does a little bit of vacation or goes out on his own, he actually voluntarily wants to go hiking and go walk around places, goes camping. And so the first question I wanted to ask him, because it's one that's kind of near for me, why do you hike? Because is all it is walking up and down a mountain, or what is hiking?
Yeah, no. Yeah, hiking is not just simply a form of exercise, although that is a good benefit of it. But at least for myself, I really love to go hiking as a way of getting in touch with God's nature, just the beauty that He created. Especially as a media communications specialist, so much of my time is spent in front of screens and social media and things of that nature. So I love it when I could just kind of put all of that away and get outside, experience that fresh air. And also, again, it's God's creation. It's beautiful getting to see the sky, the trees, sometimes the little critters that run around. Hopefully nothing that'll kill you now or anything like that.
Disclaimer, there will be nothing that will kill us.
Not planning, not that type of trip, So, but yeah, just as a form of recreation, and especially if you can go with a couple of friends, it's really great and good to just kind of challenge yourself, get outside, get out into nature.
Now, I know maybe for many of us we're looking, and one of the things I'd encourage us, because my mom actually pointed this out to me, I had no idea until yesterday on my day off when I went to visit my mom. Many of us are kind of in a gloomy state because of the freeze, how much of our landscaping it killed, how much of our plants don't look all that great. But I went to visit my mom and dad yesterday, and my mom said, how long are we out from the freeze? About 2 weeks? And she has bluebonnets blooming in her front yard right now. Not just that the plant is there, but the wild bluebonnets actually grew through the freeze enough that they are in full bloom. They're starting to really open up and bloom in her front yard. So this is a great time to also remind us that the freeze didn't kill everything. That there's going to be some beautiful plants. We're going to be seeing life coming back in our world, in our area, that probably maybe we didn't realize. Maybe we're going to be able to look for some of those signs that the freezes are officially over and summer and spring are coming. The old farmers would tell you that when the mesquite trees begin to bloom or certain flowers begin popping up, that the freezes are over. And so we'll be able to look a little bit for some of these things. I would imagine there'll be hopefully a little bit of wildflowers or plants. Maybe we'll see a mouse. That would be interesting.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I do want to invite. I think these kind of trips are going to be a great thing. So, Aaron, what are some of the things that we're going to be asking the kids to bring with them if they choose to sign up for the trip?
Yeah, so if you're a teen out there who's looking to join us, we want to make sure that you come prepared. And so some of the things we'll recommend is having a hat. Right now we're unsure exactly what the weather will be like, so we just want to make sure that you're prepared no matter what. Also, maybe bring some long socks if you don't have kind of pants that you're comfortable in. Just that way, as you are walking, you don't get little stickers on yourself or things of that nature. Definitely bring some comfortable shoes that you're okay getting dirty. We are going hiking, getting out into nature. So this isn't gonna just be walking on concrete, all that. So you are gonna be walking on dirt paths, things like that. So don't bring your new Jordans out on the hike. As well, bring maybe just a little light jacket, nothing too intense, just in case it gets a little breezy out there. If you can, please bring a water bottle or two, or maybe a Gatorade. That way you can keep yourself hydrated, possibly a light snack, and as well a drawstring bag that you can carry yourself in, or carry your stuff in, just because at a certain times, in case you do trip or fall, you don't throw everything, you have it there with you and you can put your hands out to support yourself. But again, this is meant to be a very recreational, easy hike, nothing too intense. So
yeah, it's a great thing to remind everyone. This will be a very simple hike. Otherwise, Father Scott would not be able to do it. Like I said before, hiking is not my thing, but I'm going to be willing to do it. I want to be able to go out there, be with our kids, see our teens a little bit, let them get to know me a little bit, get to know Aaron, maybe some of the other volunteers. Now, I will say, if you're an adult and you want to help with the event, by all means, please email me and let me know so we can see if you have all of your safe environment paperwork. If not, we will get you working on that very quickly, because we still could use another couple of volunteers to help us during this event. Now, when you say a snack, what do you mean by a snack? For me, that's a piece of old pizza.
Maybe not a whole pizza, Father Scott, but something kind of like a granola bar, a Cliff Bar, maybe a banana, a piece of fruit, just something like that. But please keep in mind, you will have to carry it with you, probably in your bag or whatever you do have, if it's not something that's biodegradable, because again, we do want to make sure we're caring for God's creation and not leaving litter. There will be a trash can at the entrance of the park which you can throw everything away.
Yeah.
So
we won't let you throw your trash in the bushes either. You eat a granola bar, the plastic wrapper is going to go back into your carry bag. So just keep that in mind, that we'll have that. So that bag, that pull string bag, is probably one of the best things for you to bring. Now, should they bring their phones? What should they do if they want to take pictures?
Yeah, well, you're more than welcome to bring your phone. Again, it's going to be some beautiful scenery out there. You can take some pictures, and I think it'll be good. But of course, just do be careful, because again, if you drop that phone, you're going to be dropping it in the dirt. It'll get dust in it. So again, that's something to probably leave in your pack during it, or in your pocket, so it's not just out and about.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a great thing to remember in regards, because you don't want to lose that phone.
Yeah.
But we do want you to take pictures, take memories, and enjoy your time. So if they want to sign up for our trip, how do they sign up?
Yeah, so we're going to actually be sending out a jot form for you to fill out with your parents' permission. And from that, we'll get it, we'll receive it, and we'll know that you're registered for the trip. However, if you're unable to do it online, we'll also be having some forms here at the parish office for you to come and fill out with your parents. Now, please keep in mind, again, this must be signed Again, we want to make sure that we are taking the necessary precautions to ensure the safety of all of our teens who will be participating. And so if you do not have one of these forms filled out by your parents, unfortunately, you will not be able to participate. So make sure you click the link that we have, or you come by and get one of our forms.
Yes. And the good thing is these forms, they're not really just meant to give us a roll call so we know how many kids are coming. And there is a cutoff on this. We're not going to be able to take the entire parish with us, unfortunately. If we have a lot of interest, maybe I'll find something else to do. We may not do a hiking trick the next time, but I'll find something else for us to do. But we do have a cutoff. I believe we're looking at 20 kiddos.
Yes, 20.
So the first 20 to sign up. We are allowing, if a parent wants to come along, they are more than welcome. Though we would ask them to make sure to let us know that they need to fill out that safe environment paperwork so that we have them documented on this trip with us as well.
Now, Father Scott, we haven't even told them where we're going.
Yeah, that's true.
Trip. So yeah,
we're going to the zoo.
Not the zoo this time, Father Scott. So, although I would be interested to see you climb in with some of those animals, and
I would too.
That would be funny. But no. So this trip, we will actually be going to Friedrich Wilderness Park, and we'll go ahead and put the location for that, the address, in the description of this video, so you guys can know where it is. It is a very popular place, so. No need to worry about going to some obscure, faraway location. It's here in San Antonio. And we are going to be meeting Saturday, March 13th at 9:30 a.m. There is only one entrance, and there is a pavilion right there. You cannot miss it. And so that's where Father Scott, myself, and the other volunteers will be waiting. Again, we'll meet there at 9:30 a.m. Parents, you are responsible for both dropping off and picking up your teens from that location. And we will start the hike at 9:45 a.m. So unfortunately, if your kid is running a little bit late or behind, unfortunately, that is the cutoff time that we will start. So if you do show up later than that, we will already be heading towards the hike. So please keep those times in mind. And we will end our hike at 11 a.m. So at that time, parents, you can come and pick up your teens at that time. And this whole time we will be together. We will not be splitting up in groups. And so we will make sure that everyone is safe and looked after during the duration of this trip.
So one thing I would invite our kids to also bring with them, and I'm going to see if we find time. We may not find time during our hike, but I'd encourage you, bring your rosary with you. Maybe we'll find time to do a small decade or a little bit of praying as a group, maybe at our turnaround spot, or if there's a really pretty spot overlooking, I don't know if we're going to go up at a height where we're going to be able to have a nice panoramic view. I don't really know. I've never been there yet. But we'll find a spot. Maybe we'll pray a little bit. So I encourage you, bring your rosary with you. Keep it in your pocket, and if we get the opportunity, we might do a little bit of praying together as a group as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's all the necessary information they know. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this event, and I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, so I'm very looking forward to seeing everyone. Please sign up, join us. Like I said, spaces are limited to 20 of our teams. If we have a lot of interest, that's going to be telling me that we need to do more hiking trips. Unfortunately, because I guess that would mean Father needs more exercise. But I'd be always happy to do things with our kids. And so I've already been looking at other locations. So one spot that I would be interested in taking a group later on would be to Cross Mountain in Fredericksburg. If we do get that opportunity, get that chance, it's a beautiful spot with a lot of history in Fredericksburg. That may be something we look at for the summer based off of how our response is to our event today. And if there is a lot of interest or people willing to help out with something like tubing or kayaking, please comment in the link in our video, or shoot me an email at the parish email, and I will keep that in mind because we may do something in the summer to take on those events. Because I love to kayak, I love to tube. If we have scuba divers in the parish, I love to scuba dive. I am a diver, and I would be interested in putting a group together for that. But today we are introducing our first of our first time doing a spring break teen event, which is a hiking trip to Friedrich Park. Please consider signing up. It is for this Saturday, starting at 9:30 a.m. The link to sign up with the Jot form will be available in the comments or in our video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you all with our trip.